Welcome back to High Stakes. Elevate your betting game by hitting that subscribe button and ensure you never miss out on our daily content. Want exclusive access to premium betting picks? Join our Patreon. Links are waiting for you in the comment section below. Stay ahead of the game with High Stakes. In today's video, I will be presenting my expert betting analysis for the upcoming matchups between Temple and UTSA, Purdue and Michigan State, as well as UNLV and San Jose State. Temple versus UTSA. The Temple Owls, currently sitting at 3-7, 2-4 AC, are hoping to finish the season strong as they enter this matchup under interim head coach Everett Withers. Quarterback Evan Simon has shown steady improvement throughout the season, completing 60.8% of his passes for 1,545 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Running back Terez Worthy has been a key contributor on the ground with 395 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns, while also catching 13 passes for 45 yards. However, Temple's defense has been a major concern, ranking 128th nationally, allowing 35.0 points per game. The Owls' defensive line has managed 13 sacks and forced 7 interceptions, but overall, the defense has struggled to keep pace. Meanwhile, the UTSA Roadrunners are looking to extend their winning streak and secure a bowl game berth. Quarterback Owen McCown has been stellar, completing 61.3% of his passes for 2,743 yards, 22 touchdowns, and just 5 interceptions. Though McCown's rushing stats are modest, the Roadrunners have relied on his passing game to put up significant points. Defensively, UTSA has had its own struggles, ranking tied for 112th in points allowed, surrendering 32.0 points per game. However, they've been effective in creating turnovers, recording 30 sacks and 8 interceptions. With Temple coming off a solid defensive showing in their last game, where they held their opponent to just 15 points in overtime, they'll likely come out with renewed energy in the wake of their coaching change. The Owls could manage to keep this game within 2 touchdowns, covering the spread, especially with both defenses prone to giving up points. Prediction: Temple Owls plus 16.5. Both teams have struggled defensively, with Temple allowing 41.0 points over their last 3 games and UTSA giving up 32.4 points over their last 5. With both teams prone to turnovers, expect a high-scoring affair. The best bet here is the over 55.5 total points. Purdue versus Michigan State. With just 2 games remaining and a tough season finale against number 5 Indiana on the horizon, Purdue's matchup against Michigan State presents their best remaining chance for a victory. The Boilermakers have been on a 9-game losing streak since their season-opening win, including losses to top 5 teams in their last 2 outings. Offensively, they're averaging just 17.2 points and 318.6 yards per game. In their recent loss to Penn State, Purdue posted only 302 yards of offense, with quarterback Hudson Card throwing for 151 yards and 1 touchdown. Card has 1,264 passing yards on the season with 8 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, though he has thrown just 1 pick in his last 4 games. Running back Devin Mockabee, who is now in the top 10 for career rushing yards at Purdue, has struggled recently, gaining only 40 yards on 11 carries against Penn State. Defensively, Purdue has been porous, allowing 539 total yards in their loss to Penn State and ranking as the 4th worst scoring defense in the country, giving up 38.9 points per game. Their defense has failed to generate pressure, recording just 18 sacks and forcing 4 interceptions. Purdue's injury report is extensive, with several key players listed as questionable or out, including defensive lineman Damage Lewis and linebacker Winston Berglund. Michigan State is also struggling, having dropped 3 straight games for the 2nd time this season. Their offense has been stagnant, averaging just 14.3 points per game in their last 3 outings. Quarterback Aiden Childs has thrown for 2,106 yards, 10 touchdowns, and rushed for 210 yards, but the Spartans' offensive line has been a major issue, with Childs being sacked 5 times in their loss to Illinois. Michigan State has struggled to sustain drives, converting only 2 to 15 third downs against Illinois, and has scored under 20 points in 7 games this season. On the defensive side, Michigan State ranks 15th in the Big Ten, allowing 25.5 points and 328.1 yards per game. They have the second fewest sacks in the conference, 15, and 8 interceptions on the year. Injuries have also hit the Spartans hard, with multiple defensive players listed as questionable, including DB Dylan Tatum and LB Wayne Matthews. This game is a matchup of two struggling teams, neither of which has demonstrated the ability to consistently execute on offense or defense. While Michigan State is favored, their inconsistency and injury woes make them unlikely to cover a large spread. Purdue, despite their own issues, has been more competitive against tough opponents and is 5-1 ATS in their last 6 meetings with the Spartans. Prediction: Purdue plus 13.5. Both offenses have been inept recently, and with the forecast calling for rain, expect this to be a low-scoring affair. With both teams dealing with key injuries and offensive struggles, the best bet is under 47.5 total points. Prediction: under 47.5 points. UNLV versus San Jose State. UNLV, ranked number 24 nationally, enters this game with an 8-2 record and a 4-1 mark in Mountain West play. The Rebels have won 4 of their last 5 games, with their 2 losses coming by less than a touchdown against Syracuse and Boise State. In their most recent game, they defeated San Diego State 41-20, building a 21-0 lead early and cruising to an easy win. Quarterback Hajmalik Williams has been exceptional since taking over the starting role, throwing for 1,436 yards and 14 touchdowns, while also leading the team in rushing with 646 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns. UNLV's offense is explosive, averaging 39.9 points per game, 7th nationally, and their rushing attack ranks 6th, averaging 249.1 yards per game. However, their passing game is a work in progress, ranking 109th with just 186 yards per game. Defensively, UNLV has been solid, but not without flaws. They are allowing 23.4 points per game, ranking 60th in the nation, and their pass defense ranks 120th, giving up 260.5 yards per game. Their rush defense, however, is much stronger, ranking 22nd by allowing just 111.5 yards per game. UNLV's defense has forced 19 turnovers, led by cornerback Jalen Catalon's 5 interceptions. San Jose State, at 6-4 overall and 3-3 in Mountain West play, has struggled recently, losing 3 of their last 5 games. They are 5-1 at home this season, with their lone loss coming to number 13 Boise State in a 42-21 defeat. In that game, San Jose State led 14-0 early, but ultimately turned the ball over 4 times, which led to their downfall. Quarterback Walker Eggett threw for 446 yards and 3 touchdowns, but also tossed 2 interceptions. Eggett has thrown for 1,758 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions this season. The Spartans' offense is at its best when it's balanced, with running back Floyd Chalk for leading the team with 596 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. San Jose State boasts the 4th best passing offense in the country, averaging 343.7 yards per game, but they rank just 129th in rushing offense, averaging only 88.8 yards per game. Defensively, the Spartans are allowing 25.9 points per game and are vulnerable against both the run and the pass. They rank 77th in points allowed and 98th in pass defense, giving up 240.9 yards per game. Despite these issues, San Jose State has been opportunistic, forcing 22 turnovers on the season, led by Robert Rahimi's 4 interceptions. The Spartans' ability to exploit UNLV's weak pass defense, combined with their potent passing attack, should give them a chance in this high-scoring affair. Although UNLV's offense is potent, especially with their rushing attack, San Jose State's offensive firepower, particularly at home, should allow them to keep the game close. Prediction: San Jose State plus 7.5 points. This is expected to be a high-scoring game, with both offenses capable of putting up points. San Jose State's passing attack will be able to capitalize on UNLV's struggles defending the pass, and they should be able to cover the spread in a shootout. Prediction: over 61 total points.